Hey everybody, so the Florida Panthers have signed forward Brian Boyle, who was an unrestricted free agent, to a one-year contract worth $940,000 the other day or yesterday. And honestly, I think this is a tremendous signing for the Florida Panthers, and I am shocked that it took this long for Brian Boyle to get signed. I honestly can't believe no team wanted him over the summer and wanted to bring him in before the season even started, because Brian Boyle is a guy, yes, he's 34 years old. Yes, he's on the tail end of his career. He's a guy who had 18 goals last season as a bottom six forward between New Jersey and Nashville last season. 18 goals as a bottom six forward, and this guy couldn't find a job in the offseason? Are you kidding me? Not to mention what he brings to the team as far as physicality, as far as leadership, as far as, who he is in the locker room and mentoring younger players. I'm a huge Brian Boyle fan, and I honestly cannot believe that he wasn't signed in over the course of the offseason. But now he's been brought in by Florida. I think he's going to end up playing a very important role in Florida. He's still a good player. Yes, he's on the back end of his career, as I said. He's 34 years old. But he's still got something left in the tank, and he can still bring it as far as, what he needs to do in a fourth-line role, being a responsible player, being a leader in the locker room, being a guy who can help out younger players and just bring a lot of veteran experience to a locker room. And Florida's not off to a great start this season. They came in with a ton of expectations. Obviously the signing of Bobrovsky, the signing of Anton Strawman, signing of Brett Connolly. Florida was supposed to be like, this is the year that they put it all together and Florida makes the playoffs, and they're actually a good team. They're not off to a great start this season. I think it's taking a little bit of time for everything to gel there with the Panthers and them really all come together. I think bringing in a guy like Boyle is a fantastic move. Going to give them another, veteran guy who in that locker room, a leader, somebody who can really help out in a lot of different ways from that aspect. Also, bringing in more size and physicality, which I think is going to help Florida. They don't have a ton of that in their lineup. He's 6'6", 240 pounds. Boyle's a big guy. He sticks up for his teammates. He's not afraid to drop the gloves. He can get involved physically at pretty much any time. That's going to be nice to have on your fourth line if you're the Florida Panthers, and that's going to, I think, help them in that respect. And also, he still can play. It's not like they're bringing in, Michael Haley back or someone like that who is probably only going to give you 5 or 6 points on the season and then have a bunch of fights. They're not bringing in Cody McLeod. Brian Boyle can play hockey, and Brian Boyle still has some offense in him. He can give you 10 goals and 20 points as a fourth liner. And in today's NHL, you kind of need that. And I don't know why it took so long, to be honest with you. I don't know why it took so long. This guy belongs on a team. I'm glad that he is now on a team. And I hope he gets a solid chance to play regularly on the fourth line in Florida, because I think he's going to add a lot to that group and be an important player for them in the bottom six. Depth is extremely important. Your fourth line is important. It's not just all about the star players in the NHL. The good teams rely on a lot more than just their star players. And the good teams have good bottom six players. The good teams have good depth guys who they can call up. Good teams have good seventh and eighth defensemen. Florida, obviously the up top talent is there with Florida. I mean, Huberdeau, Barkov, Trocheck, Dadonov. I mean, like Ekblad on the back end. The up top talent is there with Florida. You got to, fill out the rest of the roster as well. And I think, Boyle is a real nice addition to do that. And I think Boyle would make pretty much any team better, no matter where he went. I think he would make every team in the NHL. If you added Brian Boyle to that lineup, he would make them better as a fourth liner. Certainly makes Florida better, and I think he's going to be an important player for them down the stretch. Just with all the different things that he brings to the table, his ability to score goals as a fourth liner, which you don't always see, his physicality and ability to protect his teammates, and his leadership. I mean, he's a veteran guy who's played a long time in the NHL, been on a lot of really good teams, especially between the Rangers and the Lightning. He played on some very, very good teams. I think he's an important guy, and I'm glad to see him get a job. I'm shocked it took this long, and I think he's going to be a huge asset down the stretch for the Florida Panthers. So with that, like, comment, share, subscribe, follow on social media. All those links are down in the description below. If you'd like to further support the channel, links to our Patreon and merchandise store are down in the description as well. Keep spreading the word about this channel. Let's keep this thing growing. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll talk to you guys soon.